Welcome back to our channel. Today we have another guest, Emmanuel, and we'll be talking about perfection. You know, people feel like it's until you're perfect at what you do, that's when you should show people what you do. So before we dive in, can you tell us what you do?
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm a UI UX designer.
Okay.
And what do? I design digital products.
Okay.
I work with the likes of the product manager, the front-end
Okay.
developers to come up with beautiful designs that solves problems for users out there.
Okay.
When I'm done with my work, I hand it over to the likes of the front-end developers that do their work. So yeah, more or less like me doing the job of creating a beautiful interface that people can interact with.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, do you think that perfection is attainable at what you do?
So let me say this: perfection is over-exaggerated. For you to be perfect, it means you've known it all, and I don't think there is anyone that knows it all
At all.
No. So I would say you can't achieve perfection. What you can do is to have a room for improvement, to be the best. And even if you're the best, there is still room for improvement. I mean, there's something called good, better, best. There is even better than the best. You know, so I would say we should leave out the word perfection in your skill, in your career field, and focus on being the very, very best. And even being the best means there's still nothing stopping you from being better and better as the best in your field. Do you understand?
Okay, well, that's good. So, do you think it's bad to strive for perfection since perfection is not attainable?
Like I said, perfection is over-exaggerated. Regardless, that shouldn't stop you from being the best of the best.
Yes.
I mean, that's close enough to perfection. If you strive to want to beat everybody, not necessarily a competition, but then if you strive to, let's imagine a UI UX designer now or a content writer, and you want to be the best content writer, everyone that will work with you would ever say, oh, this guy is the best or this lady is the best. That is achievable. How? It means you have it at the back of your mind that I want to be the very best. I'll set certain goals.
Of course.
Go through certain classes.
Of course, that's important.
Tutorials or whatever it is. While you take all of these things, always note that there are things you still don't know. So if you say, oh, because I can't be perfect, I'm choosing not to learn, I'm choosing not to grow, then you'll be a mediocre in your field. The fact that you can't achieve perfection shouldn't stop you from learning, shouldn't stop you from growing. What you should just have at the back of your mind is not to be the very best in my field, and to help you.
Thank you, thank you. That will lead to my next question. So, when does striving for perfection get in the way of progress? You know, what I mean is that some people feel like until I become the guru, that's when I can apply for jobs. Imagine you are a product designer. Was it when you became the expert, the guru, that was when you felt like, okay, let me apply for this job?
Okay, so to answer your question, it wasn't when I became a guru in UI UX that I started applying for jobs. As a matter of fact, I was a graphic designer before switching to UI UX.
Oh, wow.
Just tentatively, it encouraged me to push my UI UX career. Regardless, I knew I had something I could offer. But when it comes to UI UX, there was a lot to it when I started than graphics design. But this was what I did. I knew that for me to achieve my dreams as a UI UX designer, I had to learn, I had to take certain classes.
Wow, seriously?
Yes, I had to take certain classes, and I did. And by the time I did those classes, as a matter of fact, I had not even finished those classes when I started applying for jobs.
Wow.
I'll say you don't have to be the best or a guru in your field. Imagine if everybody becomes gurus in their field before they start applying for jobs. I mean, would we have people to learn from?
I don't think so.
We have people to share their knowledge and other people trying to, get one or two things from them, So no, you shouldn't. As a matter of fact, I would say it's selfish for you to become the best in your field before you start applying for jobs, before you start teaching people what you know.
What you know.
It's a selfish act. Whatever you know, the little you know, there is someone that does not even have an idea of it. Teach people. I mean, let people know what you have. I think that just answers it.
Thank you. So what do you do to improve yourself, to improve your skill as you strive for perfection? You've been a product designer for how many years now?
For 4 years.
4 years. And you mentioned classes the other time. Can you talk more about that?
So it's very, very important in whatever field you are in that you constantly grow. Right. So I remember that when I started my UI/UX design journey, I was new. I really had no ideas. But these were the steps I took when I was applying for jobs. One, I took a lot of classes on YouTube, on Udemy, on Coursera, so many classes. Then two, I had to work on a portfolio. And this is why this is important. A portfolio is like a collection of your works. If you don't have a portfolio and you're trying to apply for jobs, people will ask you, what are the things, how can you be of benefit to our organization? If you
like
just tell
a
them,
sample, right?
Yes, like a sample. Like a sample of what you've done. Like a sample of a collection of works. If you're a writer, things you've written. If you are a designer, things you've designed. If you are a whatever field, if you're a video editor, collections of videos you've edited in time past. Because when people want to employ you, they need to know that you're capable enough to do the job. You're capable enough to handle the kind of task that will be given to you. So when I was applying, I knew that aside the knowledge I was gaining, I needed to show to my employees, to show that I could do the job. And so I had to come up with a portfolio. It wasn't easy because no one taught me. I had to go to the likes of Behance, Pinterest to research and see how people created their portfolios. And when I gathered like 5-10 portfolios, I came up with mine. And fun fact, by the time I was in a class, there's this Zurich class that started, and I think it spanned maybe 3 or 4 months, I can't remember. But then the first month of the class, they've not even gone very, very deep. I created my portfolio within that month with 3 very detailed designs, and I applied for a job. The second month I got a job.
That's amazing.
So it was, I knew that without a portfolio, nobody would even look at you. And without you having enough knowledge, nobody would say, oh, you are good enough. And then 2, you also have to continually learn. There is no time, there is no weekend that I don't go to YouTube to look at things that I can do better as a UI/UX designer. There's no time I don't go to Google, Coursera to check if there are new developments in UX, or Twitter to see if people put up content to see if I can learn 1 or 2 things from them. So yeah, development is a part and is the key to being the very best in your field.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As you strive to become better at your skill, you keep learning and improving yourself. And don't just hide that skill. Teach people what you know. Let people know that you are good at this. Let people know that, okay, you can do this even as you're striving to become better. So I will leave you with this. You don't become an expert in a day. Continuous learning makes you an expert. Thanks for coming, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you here. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, and share with someone that needs this. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button below.